Psalm 74. O God, remember thy chosen congregation. The wicked destroy the sanctuary and burn the synagogues. O God, remember them for their deeds and save thy people. Maschil of Asaph. O God, why hast thou cast us off forever? Why doth thine anger smoke against the sheep of thy pasture? Remember thy congregation which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt. Lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolations, even all that the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary. Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. They set up their ensigns for signs. A man was famous according as he had lifted up axes upon the thick trees. But now they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Thou didst cleave the fountain and the flood. Thou driest up mighty rivers. The day is thine, the night also is thine. Thou hast prepared the light and the sun. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter. Remember this, that the enemy hath reproached, O Lord, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. O deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. Forget not the congregation of thy poor forever. Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. O let not the oppressed return ashamed. Let the poor and needy praise thy name. Arise, O God, plead thine own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproacheth thee daily. Forget not the voice of thine enemies. The tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually. Now this is an interesting one. I would say this sounds more like it either was written during the time of Saul with the Philistines constantly attacking, or maybe it wasn't written by Asaph, but was written during the captivity, and was written, instead of being written by Asaph, was written by one of his descendants. I don't know. Maybe there's a second Asaph that lived during the captivity. But I mean, that's what it sounds like. Now, it could also be symbolically speaking, of the time of Absalom's rebellion, or the later wars with the Philistines near the end of David's life. So there's various possibilities. But this is an interesting one, because, and again, it's a very different tone than what we get with David. Because David's Psalms, as nice as they are frequently there, deliver me. There's this lot of personal, they're very personal. They're very, deliver me from mine enemies. Now, considering David's life, I understand why he would have that perspective. He's on the run from Saul for like 20 years. Well, probably about 15 years. And later on, he's being on the run from his son. He's got the rebellion of Sheba. He's got, I can understand him thinking or feeling particularly persecuted and wanting his deliverance. But Asaph isn't talking in the first person. He's not asking for personal deliverance. And he's not even exactly asking for deliverance of Israel. He's saying, God, these people are desecrating you. They are destroying your synagogues, your sanctuary. They are persecuting your people. It's not deliver Israel. It's show them who God is. You have all this power. Why are you letting them do this? Why are you letting them profane your name? It is very much more in line of he wants God to, in a sense, defend himself. Say, God, these people are doing this to you. Why aren't you stopping them? You can. Why are you letting them do this to you? It's a very, very different way of kind of saying the same thing. And again, it shows us there is a very stark contrast between Asaph and David in their writing. And it's a fascinating thing to see.